Oh my goodness, oh my gracious, greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to another glorious week of Olympus Rises, where I, your host, Jordan, aka Mankey Games on the internet, take you on a wonderful journey through the stars of the Olympus sector, along with the help of my wonderful, fantastic, always ready crew. You'll notice there's no overlay today. If you look here, something's broken with it. Don't know what's broken with it. It's not on me, it's on the site that I use. We'll try and make a workaround here at some point, but I just discovered it today. Sucks. So we're going to figure that out later. So we're just going to deal without. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone who made this maybe your first time watching. Understand, I will attempt to address all of the characters with their names so you know who is speaking. Without further ado, let's go ahead and see what everybody's been doing. Wow. Everyone, with the exception of the one person I expected, is here.
Yay! And why is one person not here? What?
Matt, I always expect to be first. He apparently doesn't love us enough, though. So can I get a Matt check, please? If we could get on that, that would be great.
I sent him a message.
Good.
Just to be annoying.
Yes, no, absolutely. Annoying is what we're going for. While we await his illustrious presence, let's find out what everybody's been doing all week, and understand that I may have to step outside briefly because my pizza was in the 20 to 30 minute window, and it appears to be closer to 30 minutes. So
it's unacceptable.
I know. I will let Papa John know that.
I just tell him to deliver on our break. That break at 7 o'clock that we have.
I
usually go,
okay,
7 o'clock break.
I'm way too hungry for that. So, I just ordered late, I think is what happened.
Got it.
Because I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I might have done that, but then I realized it was 50% off, and then I kind of got excited and wanted pizza. So, Devin, hello, hi.
Yep, hi.
You sound clear today, like you...
yeah.
You sound like amazingly clear. The clarity of your voice is astounding and makes me very happy.
I have done nothing.
Okay, good.
So I'm going to say, okay. Maybe my computer ran an update or something. I don't know.
Sure. What have you been doing, sir?
Well, I'll start things off with the exciting stuff, if anybody would like to refer to the Discord chat. I shot that yesterday.
Did you break your wrist?
Close to it.
Yeah.
It was $50 to shoot 10 rounds. And I would spend another $50 to do it again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah, seems great.
It was awesome.
I would be more excited if guns didn't scare me so much. But
yeah, I'm not afraid of guns. I'm scared of that gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 4 or 5.
That's a scary
department, so that's good.
Yeah. So if you look at the round comparison, like that 9 at the bottom, that is your common police round.
Yeah.
And then the one all the way to the right is what I was shooting.
Seems legit.
So that was amazing and awesome and terrifying.
Not a bad shot group, though, if I do say so myself.
Well, I actually, my shot group was better than that. This is just off the interwebs because I don't have a good picture to share of my shot group.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it was awesome.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
pictures didn't happen, but whatever.
Well, I mean, I have a video, but I don't think Discord would like me to upload that video.
Yeah, Discord has a pretty strict size requirement.
Yeah. But it was pretty awesome. Like I was on an adrenaline high for a good 20 minutes after shooting that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. I mean, when you fired it and the round went off, the explosion was so severe that like your sinuses inside your head vibrated.
Makes sense.
After shooting that. Yeah.
Ignore the fact that you just heard yourself momentarily.
I mean, it's only slightly annoying because I hate the sound of my own voice, just like everyone else.
Yeah, everyone hates the sound of their old voice, man. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I can't even watch my own YouTube videos. It's really bad.
Yeah, I did.
My sound is adorable. What are you talking about?
I did watch some of the videos that you decided to upload, finally.
Hooray.
Yay. Jinx.
That was weird. It was like in stereo. Which is funny because I guess right now everything's in stereo on my headphones.
Everything.
But anyways, yeah. So that was my exciting stuff yesterday. That was
Awesome.
super exciting. And then I did a site visit on Friday to Kissimmee to my new site that I'm going to be working at.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You actually did get a transfer?
Yeah. So
Sick.
I'll be working in Kissimmee as
That's
of
awesome.
this Friday.
It's awesome. Have you guys? How's been the house hunting?
Well, you know Josh. I'm staying with Josh for right now.
Oh, okay.
Emmy does not have a job up here yet, so I will be looking for an apartment once I get up here.
Gotcha.
But
Are you
yeah.
thinking the same area or closer to Kissimmee?
Definitely closer to Kissimmee.
Yeah.
Because that's like a good 40-minute drive to work right now.
It'd be a rough drive.
Yeah. So we'll be somewhere down there. If Jordan, you probably know this there, John Young Parkway and Osceola Parkway.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's
Seeing as I live
on John Young.
pretty much on John Young, yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where I'm working at.
Sick.
Yeah. So.
Will, hello. Hi.
Hello.
For the people who did not hear, tell us about France Land.
Yes, Franceland was brilliant. Went to a bunch of old French castles. Basically lived out in the middle of nowhere where nobody actually spoke any English. It was just old French people. So couldn't speak a word of anything to any of them, which was hilarious at times. Yeah.
So it's pretty much like when you're playing Stars Without Numbers with us.
Exactly, yeah. I actually have an active American translation dictionary with me at all times.
Yeah.
Just to
that's
try
smart.
and understand what on earth each of you is saying.
That's smart.
By the way, can somebody do a quick Google check? Is that a thing that exists? American translation?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure there is.
But in a non-joking way. Like, I want Merriam-Webster to have produced an American translation book, not English, American.
I mean, it's not Merriam-Webster because that's an American company.
Sure. Oh, that's not what I wanted it to be.
I'm sorry. Who makes your dictionaries, Will? Can we figure
the
out?
Oxford English Dictionary.
Oh yeah,
Sure,
right.
remember the whole Oxford comma bullshit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There you go, Jordan. There it is.
I use the Oxford comma like frequently.
There
Also,
we
my
go.
pizza's here, so I'll be right back. Will, continue telling us about France Land.
I mean, yes, it was awesome. Super hot, super sunny, and it's still super hot over here.
Can you tell me what super hot is to you?
What's like 25?
He means the conversion real quick. For
Isn't that
this.
kind of
Yeah.
meta since Will is basically our metric for super hot?
Yeah, kind of 80 plus.
Oh, okay. No, that's wonderful. Because Florida's terrible and it hates you. So you're living in like when I wake up in the morning, it's 85 degrees.
That's horrendous.
Yeah.
Just
Why?
How
Why would
do
anyone
you
choose
live?
to live there?
Air conditioning. That's how I
I
live.
mean,
Gross.
isn't that just even more confirmation that you are actually living in hell?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Seems right. Yeah, seems right.
Mhm. I do not deny this.
Or does any other Floridian? I don't think.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And for some reason, people spend thousands of dollars a year to come down here for vacation. I don't get it.
Yeah, from my neck
Thousands.
of the woods. My neck of the woods, they all like purge all the way down there, like freaking all the
Yeah.
time, man.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? It's July. Let's go to Florida, where the high is 98 and it's at 97% humidity, and we'll have a rainstorm every day at 2 in the afternoon.
Yep.
Which makes no sense because where they actually live here, it's beautiful. It's like 78 to 80, zero humidity, and beautiful in July. So like, why? What are you doing?
Because
No alligators.
There's
Right.
there's a really shitty beach with semi-dirty water. That's why.
And some amusement parks? Question mark.
Well, we'll just say parks. I won't put amusement in front of that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that would be giving them too much credit.
Okay.
The amusement is for the
Noted.
people that work there to watch tourists
Correct.
get lost in a circle.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hmm.
Absolutely correct.
The deleted scenes from Finding Nemo. Lilo and Stitch, rather.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, absolutely.
Attention, tourists! That is the tsunami alarm!
That's a good one.
Oh my god, this is amazing. Thank you for this.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'll be using that later. Okay, fantastic. That's just excellent. I hope you're done, Will. Megan, hi, hello.
Hi, hello.
How have you been? What's been
Hello.
going on with you?
Piccolo, Hilo.
I've been fine. Nothing nearly as interesting as going to France to talk about at all.
That's just like your opinion, though.
I mean, I guess that's true, but I really don't think field day at all compares to a trip to the beaches of France. I mean, to be fair.
I mean, I've never had a field day, so...
I know, and that makes
That
me
is
so
better.
sad. That makes me
Is that
so
another
sad.
language thing, or
No, it's a literal thing that apparently British schools don't do.
you don't have field trips?
No, field day.
Field day. Oh,
Do you have
okay.
you have field trips, right? Where you like went places.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
kind
okay,
Go for, like... at
the
most
day
a week,
somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they can cross their entire country in a day in a bus, so...
Difficult, but yes.
Uh,
Not when you're having to stop every half an hour for pee breaks.
True.
Yeah. And who really wants to be on a bus with kids for that long? Let's be honest.
I mean, I would assume a pedophile.
Oh, why?
Wow.
Why did you have to go there, Devin?
Well,
Jesus.
Don't ask
Well,
questions you don't want answers to.
Jesus.
We
I didn't
know
even
where
think
the
about
low
that.
point of this session is. We can only go up from here. Right?
Wow.
Right, guys?
Do you know a guy named Greg? Are you
Who?
friends with a guy named Greg by any chance?
No,
Oh, God.
I don't
Anyway.
think so.
Feels bad,
Anyway.
Greg.
Feels bad, Greg. No, I really don't have anything interesting to report other than I am almost on vacation. It is so close, I can taste it. So, all of the video games are going to be played very soon.
Nice.
Very soon.
Yeah, you have 2 days left, right?
Yes, I do. And it's gonna be great when I'm done. So yeah, that's me. That's all I got. Nothing else. Matt,
And
you may
Divinity.
go.
And Divinity yesterday.
Oh yeah, and Divinity yesterday. We're almost done. Probably like one more full 6 to 8
Yeah,
hours.
for the main story, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we don't hit
Sure
any
you
walls.
said that like 6 times your first playthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably only have one more week left.
Well, I mean, now we actually know for sure, though, right? Before we were just like wildly guessing.
Indeed. Matt, how have you been? What's been going on, sir?
Jordan. I've been okay. Got to test out my new binoculars.
Ooh,
Had a-
fancy.
Yeah, I had a leisurely week of spying on Will at the beach.
Zing.
No, I've really got nothing. Same old for me.
So you're still not a published scientist?
I'll let you know. Thanks.
Okay. Yep. Well, we have to ask.
No, you don't.
I really need you to talk so I could eat this pizza, but okay, Matt, I see. Let me down. Fine. My week has been pretty good.
I mean, I can gush about, like, I have still been playing Dead Cells, which, after actually getting a couple of hours in, is even better than I originally thought.
Awesome.
So-
Explain the gameplay loop for me, because you mentioned in chat that you had a good starting roll.
Oh, so it's like, I mean, all of the equipment drops are completely randomized, and as you collect stuff, like the progression in the game is like it's not. There is some progression that's saved, so it's not just purely did you get better, like do you suck less at this, right? Because you can unlock new weapons and stuff, and put you can invest into making certain ones that you like stronger and so forth. So there's that. And even if you die, you can like say unlock a random not quite as shitty starting weapon, something like that. And when I was saying I got lucky, it's just because I found some like synergistic weapons right off. So like I got 2 different things that, I got a grenade that freezes things and, a ranged weapon that does more or less the same, plus a starting weapon that did like almost twice as much damage to frozen targets. So it's like that kind of thing. It's
that
like
sounds awesome.
Sometimes you get rolls that are like just awesome, and it's that thing where like you feel attached to the run, so you feel like, okay, this is the one, this is going to go well, and it's like you feel some investment in that sense. It's good. I think it's a really good formula for that sort of a game.
You roll
I don't think
all 18s on all of your stats.
Something like that. Well, that's a neat aspect too, because I haven't. You mentioned stats there, and the only way to increase your stats is by finding like little tokens as you go, little stations, and occasionally you get to pick, and sometimes you're just stuck with whatever it gives you as bonuses. So that's another way that like it can all line up either beautifully, or you just make do with what you get. Like if you get a really good weapon but all it gives you are bonuses to your melee attack, it's like, okay, well fuck, I can't. It's good. I would definitely recommend trying it. I don't say that very often, if ever, of early access games, but I think they did a pretty good job with this one.
Sweet.
And how much is it?
I think it's like $15-$16. It's pretty reasonable.
So is it the level of Darkest Dungeon as far as like content and polish?
I would say it's a completely different sort of game, because it's like an action platformer. So it's very difficult to compare it to Darkest Dungeon. But when I jumped on Darkest Dungeon, it was like barely, it was like the last stages of alpha, first stages of beta. So like comparing it to another early access game in beta, this is way further along, I would say.
Okay.
I haven't run into a single, and I'm gonna like knock wood here, I haven't run into a single glitch. It just seems like they're adding more content and polish. Like there's already been a fairly major patch, like a fairly major update for it just since I've had it for a couple of days, and they already added like noticeable improvements to, just quality of life things and some interesting like environmental aspects to it.
Right.
So
Nice.
yeah, it's good. I would recommend it. Did you just get shut down by Will and chat, Meg?
He doesn't love you. But
Are you finished with your pizza, or because I can go on for like another 10
no,
minutes.
that was perfect. I even was able to get some
Okay.
water during that.
Excellent.
My week has been pretty good. I watched a lot of E3 last week, quite a bit of it, in fact. And
What are the highlights? Because I watched precisely 0.
Highlights from E3 from the beginning. Microsoft put out a lot of games. I think that None of them look bad. Some of them are certainly targeted.
Targeted at?
Not me.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, no one can really knock the success of a major franchise game, right? But at the end of the day, it's probably not for me. Like, I like sports games, but I'm not interested in owning one a year. That kind of thing. So, meh. I think that's A Way Out. That's Alpha Way Out. Looks really, really good. It is a split-screen co-op only game. And what I mean by that is you can play it online, but your screen will always be split with your partner. You will always either be on the left or the right, and then your partner will always be on the opposite side of you. The game can only be played in co-op mode. And the interesting thing about it is that type of game allows it to do really cool things, like, for example, if you and I are playing, Matt, you might be in a cutscene for your character, but I am able to maneuver around and observe this cutscene from my vantage point or my perspective. Or perhaps interact with this cutscene from my vantage point or perspective. And the reverse is obviously true as well. So it looks like a really, really awesome storytelling game.
What's the name of this?
A Way Out.
It starts by you breaking out of jail, right?
Yeah, so the basic premise of the game is these two guys who are strangers that meet in prison, and they both have a revenge ploy against this other person. And you have to break out of prison, and then you have to go find this guy and kill him, basically, is what is assumed to be the gameplay. But they're obviously leaving a lot of it out because it's not done yet. But it just looks really, really interesting and unique.
It's unique, yeah, for sure.
And uniqueness is something that is really cool. And as a big fan of awesome storytelling co-op games, I'm totally down. So, that's cool.
It's kind of similar to what Brothers did, but like on a more intense scale. Instead of just having two mechanics be different, played by two different
it's actually
two different actual people being played.
The same developer.
Yes, it's the same people who made Brothers. Yep.
So it's almost like that like, you know, it's a kind of like natural progression for that development group.
Yeah. Yeah, it is the same developers. So, it's pretty cool. I'm a fan. Going to be interesting. Definitely going to pick it up.
Nice.
Some other interesting things are, let me think.
MCOM.
I'm getting Nintendo's going to be the highlight. I think. I think that perhaps Nintendo was the highlight of the entire E3 for me, which I never thought I would ever say in my adult life, at the very least.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they look really good. But before that, I think there's Anthem, which is the new IP. I was really excited when I read BioWare, and then really not excited when people kept calling it Destiny, but better. Because I'm not I'm not into a looter shooter, even in the slightest. That holds no attention for me. So it's kind of sad. But it is BioWare, so once we see more about it, I may think about looking into it, because I am a BioWare fanboy.
No.
Yes.
You don't say.
It's true. What are some other things that were announced? Beyond Good and Evil 2 looks fun. Looks mature and adult. If you're into like uplifted sentient animals in a kind of cyberpunky exploration setting.
Speaking of Eclipse Phase.
Yeah, it is basically what it is, except less. It looks less dark than that. So that looks interesting. I'm intrigued by that. I have no desire to play Assassin's Creed, but if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, it looked like more Assassin's Creed.
But
So
this
yay.
time you're in.
Yeah, but this time you're in Egypt.
Yay.
Yeah, I loved the first couple of games, and then I was just like, meh.
And you also get a hawk or something.
Well, you had that in the last game too, I think.
Yeah, but this time it's like
In Egypt? Yeah, I know.
in Egypt.
Yeah, it's an Egyptian hawk.
It's an Egyptian hawk, though.
Yeah, true.
Totally new game.
Yeah.
Nothing recycled.
Totally.
Yep.
Totally new.
It's like a whole new game.
Yeah.
60 bucks.
Jumping off
Let's
of
go.
clock towers, you're jumping off of pyramids. Totally different. Completely different.
Yeah,
Because they
basically.
built so many of those.
Right.
Mhm,
Um, I will say that they did. What is the Skull and Bones? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah,
So-
the pirate one. Was
Yeah.
sick.
So
That does look cool.
I
Wow,
will. I will say
super
this,
fun.
and I'm surprised this comparison. Out of all the streams I watched, nobody made this comparison. It literally looks like a World of Warships, but pirates. Like the
Yeah, isn't
gameplay loop looks the same. Everything. So it is basically, from what was mentioned, it is basically Assassin's Creed Black Flag ship combat
Mhm.
without the Assassin's
But
Creed
a full
part.
game.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. It's Ubisoft, so it has potential to go the way of For Honor, where they sucker a bunch of people into it and then don't release any content for it.
It definitely seems like a thing that's going to be really hot for like, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
And then unless
fade
they
out.
have more to like you actually building and upgrading your ship and like doing
Right.
cool things like that, nobody's going to care after a while.
Yeah.
But it does look fun. Like it would be fun for, a couple of hours.
Yeah, and I heard mentioned in a couple of other like podcasts and stuff that there is rumors that it has a single player story, and it has other game modes. Like it might possibly have like an open-ish world game mode that was not shown in the 5v5 battle that they showed. So it's interesting. Looks like it has some interesting mechanics, but those mechanics could become tiresome. We'll just have to see. So there's also, which I think we should all probably look into, what's that other pirate game? Somebody help me out here. What was the other pirate game at E3? God.
I didn't watch enough V3 to tell you.
The
There-
one that
there
looked
were
really cartoony.
Yeah.
Pirate
Sea
games
of
that have
Thieves.
become
Sea of Thieves.
confusing.
I knew it was something thieves.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. I could see that if it is like a persistent open world style game. I could see a group of us having a lot of fucking fun in that game. Having to like man different parts of the ship, like repair sails and sailing
But can I
around,
just
shooting people.
say how cringy their like promo for that was. though?
Yeah, it was
Fake
done really poorly.
YouTubers?
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
8 fake YouTubers like pretend reacting to things. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
God,
it was
please
really,
stop.
it was really bad. But it looks cool. It looks like if there is content there, it could be cool. It's always the key, right?
Okay, I watched someone play an alpha for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
Yeah, it looks fun if you're with a
Not
group.
necessarily because of the gameplay.
Yeah.
Well, because of the gameplay, but not because of the way they want the gameplay to be fun.
Exactly.
Like there's really stupid stuff that happens that's really funny.
Yeah. Like shooting
Or-
yourself out of cannons onto other people's ships
Yeah,
and
or
then killing them.
or forcing your crew off the ship
And
on
then
accident and
right,
leaving
and
them.
then and stealing the ship and sailing away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Potential
Really
for
fun.
it is a game of hijinks, I would describe.
Yeah.
Which I think is how they tried to advertise it, but didn't do a great job.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like a goofy, fun game.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that there's a little bit of a PvE aspect. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta go and you gotta
Yeah.
get the clues to the treasure map and kill the undead or run from them, that kind of thing. I like that. That's cool. But then, I mean, I'm sure I missed a lot of things, obviously, but to be honest, Nintendo just fucking crushed it. Rocket League on the Switch, Skyrim on the Switch, brand new Mario game in the vein of what I can only describe as the spiritual successor to Super Mario Sunshine. MCOM, which is basically XCOM with Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah.
That makes me feel really uncomfortable, but...
Have you watched it? It's going to be Game of the Year. It is possibly one of the greatest things that has ever happened.
I mean, I'm more just confused why they're bringing back the rabbits.
Because they finally found an IP to tie it to where it is actually funny. Because think about it, Rabbids by themselves are not funny, but Rabbid Peach inspecting real Peach's outfit and then dismissing it is possibly one of the funniest things in the world.
I mean, when was the last...
Go to Google.
Game?
I'm missing one too. There was another big... Oh, a new Yoshi game, a new Kirby game. And announcement of a mainline Pokemon game on the Switch. Like a next generation Pokemon game.
Also, you can play Rocket League on the Switch now.
Yeah, that was the first thing I said.
Oh, sorry. I was busy trying to find things.
Yeah. So all of that, plus Breath of the Wild, which I obviously haven't played yet, means that I that is my next, after finishing off my computer investment for work, the Switch is the next buy, certainly, because all of those
it's
sound
looking
amazing.
more and more entertaining.
Yeah, and the fact that all of those games by themselves I would purchase like on Steam and play them, the fact that I could have it on my Switch and be on an airplane beats every other thing in my brain right now.
Yep.
So that's all I have to say on E3. But speaking of adorable figures brutally murdering and harming other things, let's talk about what happened last week and last time on Olympus.
Dun 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 dun.
So this is going to be mostly for Will's benefit, as you were not here. You were in Franceland. Which, by the way, I'm glad you're calling it Franceland now, the proper name of it.
That's totally canon for the entire world.
Yeah.
It's now Franceland.
Totally. So we obviously last session, or the session before last, we ended with a great big kaboom, and we had some craziness occur with the ship being rocked by the close warping in of the enemy fleet. Battle stations were manned, and we began to fly through the stars. But shortly thereafter, a friendly fleet had warped in and caught in between the two of them. The group of you being deftly maneuvered by the wonderful Gogo, were able to avoid mostly getting scratched. The ship definitely took more damage than it ever has previously, but certainly you were okay with what was going on. And in the final moments, you were saved by these friendly fighters who... what was his name? I don't think I wrote it down because I'm bad at life. I'm sure you guys did, though. Sector
It's a little too vague to try and...
308. The commander. What's his name? Commander Hartfield. Commander Hartfield had called in some fighter ace and his squadron to basically drop in behind the heavy fighter that was chasing you and blow him out of the sky, so that the group of you were able to escape with all of your wits about you, and only one casualty on board. One of the West Wind soldiers. Unfortunately, he, during the initial wave, had broken his arm, and then failed another save when the cargo bay got hit by one of the lasers that was being fired at you, and unfortunately bled out and died.
He was not made of stern enough stuff to handle
correct, yeah.
the situation that we got into.
Yeah, and so I think that most of you are probably, bruised up a little bit, and you escaped to the West Wind station that's located above the planet Sorn, and Fortune went to go discover a lot of things about why the ship was reported stolen. We met Westwind agent who was able to hopefully assist with your deportation of the cargo that you had and the payment thereof afterwards. Dr. Fisher, you did some research and stuff, which I think there was actually a scene that we needed to kind of start with, which we'll get to. Where Gogo, you went to Dr. Fisher, right? And there was you
More
wanted
correctly, I brought Chan to Dr. Fisher.
Right, because oh God, it's there in my brain. I just can't drag it up right now. Something happened, right?
His arm.
Right, he got burned.
Like charred
right.
flesh.
Yeah. He got he has this
notice.
burn on his arm to which he feels no pain or has any sensory response to. Right. I remember now.
Because he's tough. It's fine. We don't need to worry about this.
And Oscar had received a strange communique from a contact nestled within the new, like, the Ton staging area over on the fourth planet, and the second moon around the fourth planet in this system. And so I believe you were going to go see if anyone wanted to take a shuttle journey with you over there to investigate what that may be about. And if not, perhaps go yourself.
Yeah, I'm definitely going myself, and I think Oha invited herself.
Oh yeah, you definitely had mentioned that you were going to extend an offer to the crew, but if that's not true, then totally fine.
Oh no, I think I was going to do that thing where I mention it, and then if no one insists.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And Fortune, I don't know what your next step is in your plans of how to not die, but I'm sure you'll figure that out fairly quickly.
Or not, and we'll all die.
Right, or not, and you'll all die, which is totally reasonable. Dr. Fisher, you're also dead, just FYI.
Brilliant. So,
But,
new character, guys.
Not in the way that Gogo and Chan are, like the real way.
Like dead. D-E-D. D-E-D.
Did none of you read the, like, if I die, inject me with this, and I'll still be okay, guys?
We found that
did,
after.
But no one understood your medical jargon.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Gogo might have skimmed.
Chan
We know
also,
what to do next time, though, and boy, did we feel silly.
The one
Yeah.
who would actually understand what I wrote doesn't read anything.
Chan also might have
The irony there is just.
he might have chewed on you like just a little bit.
Not enough.
We all thought he was checking your pulse, and then there were.
I stopped him. It was fine.
Right, you don't need that hand, right?
I mean,
No.
he's dead,
No.
so he doesn't need any of it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, me being fed to Chan is still me, like, my body being put towards scientific research. So,
You have
Great
a
way
very
to think about it.
you have an optimistic attitude, sir.
Devin, do you think you could sing the Circle of Life for us right now?
It's a
It's a circle, the circle of life.
Oh shit!
I'll
my
ship
God.
away.
Oh my god.
It's not.
That's different. That's different.
different.
Will was on point
Oh, sorry.
with the African. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually on point. You underestimate the amount of times I watched Lion King as a kid.
You were allowed to watch Lion King in the castle as a princeling.
I mean,
it's all about becoming king.
Outside.
The whole movie is a framework for how to become a good king.
Through the eyes of Walt Disney. So
Never
trust your uncle with the scar.
It's also a really good informative way of how to overtake a.
True. Yeah. No, it seems like anarchy.
Push him into a canyon of wildebeests. Yeah.
I mean, because to be fair, Scar did nothing wrong.
He's just opportunistic.
Right.
No, he set that shit up. He set that up.
He took it.
Yeah, he set up the entire wildebeest stampede just so he could kill Mufasa.
Right.
The stampede was an inside job.
Yeah.
It was the hyenas. It was the hyenas all along.
No. It was Whoopi Goldberg all along.
Obviously.
Whoopi Goldberg did the wildebeest stampede.
What the hell was? Oh, Rafiki? Is that the monkey's name?
Yeah, Rafiki.
He was a bad one.
It's all huge.
So with all of the backstory of last session played out, goals. Who has goals that they have completed?
I do.
All right, Fortune, what's your goal?
Find out who's paying for my ship.
Right. Yes, you certainly did find that out. It required some legwork. So I think that...
and I had it for 3...
Yeah, I had it for 3 rounds, so that'll add a little bit to it. I think you can net a pretty hefty 250 experience for that.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
604.
We still have cargo to deliver, don't we?
You still have Sarah's mission cargo and the vintage liquor.
Then no.
Well, some of it.
Most of it.
The lion's share of the liquor.
Topical joke.
Ha ha ha.
Topical joke that apparently you didn't realize you made until I said something.
No, I did.
Okay. Anyone else? Oscar?
Escape enemy fleet. That was non-negligible.
It was certainly non-negligible. I think that's 150 experience. Easy.
Deal. I have current goal that the crew is allowed to be aware of is to seek out the cause, become a member.
Yep, absolutely.
The other 2 are just in the background.
In the circle
So I just want to throw this out there real quick. If you ever have the opportunity to buy Tostitos, Cantina Chipotle thins, buy 6 bags of them.
Okay, 6 exactly 6 bags, or can I skimp on 5 or splurge on 7?
I mean, if they have more than 6 in the store, buy more.
Okay. Good to know.
I mean,
so you're saying whatever we have the
I go to
ability.
a Chipotle, I'll definitely get those.
No, they're Tostitos chips, but they're
Wow,
Cantina Chipotle flavored.
I find your comment to be racist, Will, and submit that you need to learn what Chipotle actually is. Kidding, of course. Gogo, I see that you have no goals completed, and perhaps not even this session. We'll see.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Get your head in the game.
I can't rub anything in that I have no control over.
I mean, one is self-inflicted. The other 2 are just simply we continue to get attacked. So
true. Yeah, no, looks like Dr. Fisher is clean as well. Okay, well, fantastic. So, the group of you is on the station, and I think that the first scene we probably see is perhaps a flashback scene, right? Maybe Dr. Fisher is sitting in the lab thinking, and then we see the flashback scene where Gogo, you have brought Chan into the infirmary where You're still in transit to the station, so you are probably you've probably just finished treating like the West Wind soldiers that are on board, Dr. Fisher, and you probably have like a bag, a body bag with the guy who's dead, on one of the medical tables, kind of off to the side, because you're not going to just like keep him in the cargo bay for 6 hours, I assume.
No, of course not. That would be inhumane.
Yeah. So Gogo arrives, and maybe you're like washing your hands or something, and she's got Chan in tow, who looks alert and kind of just like looking around. He actually probably says, he's like, "Oh, is it time for the checkup again? I fear I have lost track of time with all of the goings on."
A checkup of sorts. Dr. Phil, can you come here a sec, please? You busy?
No. Has anything happened?
Well, Jen, do you mind lifting up your arm just for a quick minute, please? No, not that one, the other one.
Yeah,
The other one,
exactly.
please. Thank you.
Yep, that's 100% what happens. And you see, like, on the underneath of his forearm, Dr. Fisher, it looks like 2nd to 3rd degree burns. Some of the shirt material is probably melted to his skin. And it's not like blackened and charred, but it's like blistery, and you can see where it's kind of flaky and that white, if you've ever seen like a really significant burn before, the kind of white skin cells that have been turned to ash, basically. Just kind of on the underneath of his arm, and Chan just like holds it up and shows you.
Oh, God, when did this happen? Right, quick, water, get it into the tap now.
Yeah, and Chan was probably like, "Oh, I think I burned myself. It was in the cargo bay? Oh, no, not the cargo bay. The engine room. It was when we were being intercepted by those things, whatever they were, that were hitting the ship."
And this didn't concern you in any shape whatsoever?
No. Do I have cause for concern, Dr. Fisher?
And like you see, if you look at Gogo trying to like downplay the fact that it might be an issue, so she's just kind of like staring at you like, "Keep it cool, bro."
Chan, is you in any pain whatsoever?
No.
Okay, yeah, then that's good. No pain is good. But we should probably still treat this, so just hold it under the tap for as long as you can, please.
Yeah, he's just like, he's standing like straight up with the water just running over the burn.
Go.
I know. I trust me, I know. Thoughts? Gogo's like trying not to freak out, so she's just like kind of like, what do you think? What do you think this means?
I mean, the other ghouls were they various shades of black, weren't they? Or was that just a few of them were?
Most of them seem to have like black and charred skin, yes.
Okay. Well, who knows, this may be the perfectly normal quote-unquote life cycle for, I guess a more appropriate term would be your species now. Yeah.
Normal, yeah. Gogo kind of like looks over at Chan.
He's just like he's just like looking around the room with the water running on his arm.
Well, I guess we should get some dressings, yeah? And like Gogo's like trying to act like nothing's like it's not a big deal, and so she starts to go over to the cabinet where she obviously knows they're being kept because Gogo knows all of these cabinets pretty intimately. it starts taking things out to
You
help
probably
Chan.
remember where all of the drugs are better than I do at this point.
Yeah, and how few you have left. Anyway,
Very familiar with like what the remaining stock is at least.
yeah. Yep. All right, Chan, you can remove your hand here. Come here. Let's dry this off.
Yeah, and you begin dabbing at the cloth, and some of it is probably sticking a little bit to the like kind of burnt, charred skin.
Will you do the honors, Doctor? It's just like hands the dressings out to you.
Of course, as I start bandaging up.
Yeah, you begin. You place the dry cloth against the burn, and you begin kind of surgical taping it around. And he's just kind of like watching passively, and then like kind of like looking around the room a little bit. Each of the two of you roll me a perception check though. With wisdom, obviously.
Not terrible.
Are both of you going to keep your 7s?
What time is it?
10 of.
No, I'll reroll. Yeah.
Okay. Go. Actually, I'm gonna message it to you and see what your reaction is.
No, I hate when you do this.
I mean, probably apt because I'm currently staring at his.
Yeah, and I know
pictures.
Chan's mannerisms better than you.
But I mean, meta. I think I know what it probably is.
Yeah.
Do.
Yep, I knew. Yep, that is exactly what I thought it was.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
So when you realize Go, do you do anything in the moment?
Yeah, I think I do that thing that parents do when they're trying to get their kids' attention away from something that they don't want them to be doing. And
Yeah.
so she just like stands. She just like takes a step to the left or right, whichever
Yeah.
appears to be, and just kind of like looks at him and just kind of like smiles, just like is your arm feeling okay now, Chen? Is that too tight?
Yeah, and I think Dr. Fisher, you take it as like she's trying to distract him from whatever you're doing. Yeah, and you continue to work, and everything everything goes normally after that. And when you're done, I think he like hops off the medical bed. Like he feels like he's like got a lot of pent up energy right now. Just kind of being in his presence, and he's like, he probably like stretches a little bit and kind of like tests the mobility on his arm, and he's like, all right, well, if you need me, I will be seeing to the, well, repairs, I guess. And unless there's, I'm sorry, unless there's anything else.
No, Chen, of course not. Be along now.
Very well. You can message me on the comm thing, or find me probably in the engineering.
Yep, Chen, no problem. Go ahead. Go right ahead. Go on out of the room.
Yeah, and he says, he gives you a bow and leaves. The two of you in there.
You alright, Go? Do you need me to give you a personal checkup myself?
As tempting as that is, Doctor, no, you didn't happen to notice, you know what, never mind, I'm gonna go lay down for a bit. I'm gonna go lay down for a bit. Bye, Doctor. If you need me, you know where to find me.
Sure. If you need anything, just come straight away. I'll be happy to help.
Door is already closing.
Yeah, and I think that's like and then we see you in real time, right? Like the ship is docked. Like maybe you didn't even notice the ship docked, right? You were just kind of like lost in thought. And it's probably a good point. Oscar, would you call a meeting to let everybody know where you're going, or just kind of like see whoever you see on the ship and let them know?
I think it would probably not be worth
A meeting.
I mean, one, because I think as he understands it, this shuttle, the way these people work, it could be here in like 10 minutes, and Gogo might not even attend a meeting any sooner than that.
You could probably get on a shuttle like right now.
Yeah, so like I think this is one where he like it's if he runs into anyone leaving the ship, he says something in person. Otherwise, he's just going to text and say like, you know, if no return, avenge death, basically.
The
usual when the
like
usual
standard operating protocol.
SOP for leaving the ship at any point in time ever.
Right. He says, shuttle picking me up for psychic bullshit. if no return, avenge. Like,
and then the signing is ta-ta for now.
Yeah, TTFN.
Yeah, so I think that's probably what snaps you out of it, Dr. Fisher, is you see this message come in from Oscar.
Oh, right, yes, let's go.
But what about Gogo? So Gogo, you didn't have a whole lot like going on when you got to dock. I think you were just kind of overseeing the repairs, and that was basically it. Like just kind of keeping an eye on Chan, I think is what you said.
I was gonna say, keeping an eye on Chan is a full-time
you
job.
you even said that before, so I think it's even more appropriate now that you know what you know, and you're keeping an eye on Chan while the repairs are ongoing.
Yep, 100%.
And so you're probably like down, you know, underneath the ship, maybe like inspecting some of the damage to the cargo bay, and you see there's a figure. He strikes quite a charming pose. He appears to be in a flight suit, and he's got his like flight helmet underneath his arm, and you see him talking to like one of the dock workers. And he's like talking, and the dock worker's like pointing, and then you see the dock worker point at you, and the guy gives him a big beaming smile and like claps him on the back and begins sauntering over to you.
Oh, great.
Noodle Douche is officially graduated now.
It's a fucking corporal now or some shit.
Corporal
Oh my
douche.
god, Corporal Noodle Douche.
You're right. Gogo like sees this happening, and she like tries to, you know that thing where you try to just pretend you're not there,
Pretend you're busy and like yeah, have too much shit to do.
Yeah.
So I think the individual walks up, and he's tall, perhaps 6'2" ish. Has probably like kind of this straw colored hair that is kind of pulled back, and has like a little bit of helmet hair is why it's like laying back. It normally doesn't look like it would. It looks like it would kind of frame his face, but looks like he pulled it back and put his helmet on and kind of runs down. It's probably I don't know, maybe a few inches longer than what you would think would be regulation for a pilot, because he's very clearly got West Wind markers kind of all over his uniform, and you can see. You could probably identify West Wind rank. You can see that he has an officer rank on, or I should actually say it's a chief warrant officer rank.
Chief Noodle Douche.
Chief Noodle Douche.
Do you secretly want it to be him?
I mean, I have an idea for this character, but I'm basically just to make it Noodle Douche if we just keep going on.
I'm sorry. No, God, no. Please continue.
I mean, if we keep referring to him preemptively, we're going to invoke him like by default here.
It's like Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
So he's got probably like CW3 rank. Which is fairly high in the way that the ranking system works in that CW3s are typically specialist officers. They don't really command troops, but they do specialized things like fly ships, is a good example of what a chief warrant officer would do. So it kind of fits with the MO of how this individual looks. Very square face, kind of a brick jaw, if you know what I'm describing when I say that. And as he kind of approaches you, he says, Evening, ma'am.
Without looking up, continuing to pretend like she's busy. It's just like, yeah. Can I help you?
Why, yes, I was looking for whoever might be owning this ship here. Would that be you? The nice dockwalker over there, he said that you might be the owner.
No, I certainly don't own this ship, sorry. Wrong person.
Oh, I see. Then, you're a part of the crew. Do you know how I might be directed to the one who owns this?
I think they're busy at the moment, but I could, I don't know, pass along a message. What it's about.
I think he kind of like shrugs and smiles. The smile kind of beams a little bit, and he says, "That's all right. I got plenty of time. I can wait."
Of course you do.
I wanted to give my congratulations to them. I ain't seen no flying from a freighter like this, like I saw out there.
Gogo smiles. She goes, yeah, I got a pretty kick-ass pilot from what I hear.
That is someone I'd truly like to meet as well. I would love to, as they say, talk shop. I'm a pilot myself. And
Yeah,
and then I think he like kind of dusts off his uniform, and he's like, but that's obvious. I'm wearing the flight suit and all.
Not that Gogo would have noticed. She hasn't even looked up.
Yeah,
But,
and I think he kind of like nervously runs his hands through his hair, like kind of like he's a little bit embarrassed probably that he like said that out loud. Like he thinks maybe he insulted your intelligence, and so he's on the defensive or on the back
He's
foot
in
because of
image
that.
control mode now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, fuck.
Gogo just probably, finally, I think, looks up at him, and maybe she's starting to like wipe some of the grease and whatnot off onto her shirt, and she's just like, well, what do you fly?
He's like, mostly I fly fighters. They got me in the West Wind ship. It's a T-29. It's a heavy fighter right now. Comes armed with the Reaper batteries. Mostly defensive in nature, of course. But I've seen some firefights myself. But my ship of choice is, and I think he just begins to ramble about like different ships. Goes through probably like a couple that you know and a couple that you don't know, depending on if you stop him.
Oh my god, how could you like the T-36? It's so much less...
Well, I feel as though things like that are going through Gogo's mind, but she doesn't actually care to talk to this guy. So she's like, oh, what a fucking idiot. And then she's like thinking, all right, how can I get... So, did you take anybody down during the fight, or?
Well, yeah, actually, I was, you see, I was trying to find the owner of this ship so I could, introduce myself, properly. Me and where I come from, we like to be courteous when we can, and also give them my condolences on not getting there sooner. I heard that there was a mix-up in communications. I think the commander he called for us, but they didn't recognize the ship codes. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for
you
making
guys were
some
freaking late.
Yeah, and again he kind of like rubs the back of his neck, and he kind of like does the nervous laugh. He's like, yeah, the T-29 it has a spike too, but the West Wind Spike 2s, and this is just between you and me, of course, but the West Wind Spike 2s, they don't quite have as much oomph as some of the other ones.
Listen, don't talk to me about Spike 2 drives, please.
Is that what you're flying, or what you guys got on board here? Are you the engineer?
Something like that, sure.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, listen, a good engineer is hard to find. I appreciate my engineers. They keep my ship flying.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. listen, I got a lot of stuff to do here.
Oh,
you can come back
I'm,
later if you want.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up so much of your time, ma'am. I apologize.
Also, cut it with the ma'am, please.
Yeah, absolutely, miss. I promise.
That's better. It's Go-Go, by the way, if you must know.
Yeah, and again, I think, like, big smile, and he, like, extends a hand. He's like, Go-Go, it's nice to meet you. My name's... And you can see he kind of, like, thinks about it for a moment. My name's Robert.
Robert. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And, like, she, wipes off her hand and, like, goes to shake his.
Yeah.
With her, like, crazy cybernetic claws and shit.
Yeah, I think it throws him off for a moment, but then he looks intrigued, but, you already kind of said, and he's a nice boy, and so he's not gonna get too much in the way of that, and so he kind of just shakes your hand and he says, ah, yes. Well, I'll leave you to it now. I'm sure you got a lot to do, especially, having to repair all this damage and whatnot, but if you see the owner, I'm gonna be hanging out right over there by those cargo crates. I really would like to meet him or her or it or whoever it may be,
Yeah. I'll pass it along. Don't you worry.
All right, miss. You take care, Go-Go. And he kind of like gives you a nod and walks off and goes exactly where he said he was gonna go.
I love how Go-Go got this guy so flustered with saying so little.
I mean, Go-Go looks kind of freaking weird at the moment. Like, to be fair, Go-Go's kind of, I don't know. Someone who's so clean cut, yeah, she kind of.
I love you, Jenny.
So it's probably that's probably like a good moment when this fighter pilot's disengaging from Go-Go and heading over to the crates. Fortune, you probably walk up, and being as attentive as you are, I'm sure you spot this odd interaction. But I think that also, like, at the same moment, Oscar and Oha are probably descending from the cargo ramp, and you probably receive that message as well, right?
Yeah.
I think Go-Go would walk up to you if she sees you, like walk towards you as he walks away, and just kind of does a thumb, like, pointing over her shoulder to the guy. She's just like, I don't know. She just, like, walks past.
You don't know what? What?
I think he might want to talk to you. I don't know. He's got a weird accent. I'm not sure.
Go-Go, can you please try to pay attention when people are talking to you? I think we've had this conversation before. When we're on the ship, it's no big deal.
Shan, if you could just,
Oh, okay. Well, I tried. Oscar, where are you going?
You check your compad much, Fortune?
Yeah. But where are you going?
That is a very good question. I simply hope to return.
I see you got company, so...
Yes.
Huh?
Speaking with Natalia's contacts.
Please keep me abreast of any new information.
Absolutely. Time is apparently of the essence.
Well...
If I'm not back before the ship is fixed, you've not heard from me, I'll leave it up to you.